Good morning, everyone. I hope you all are doing well. So, today we are starting with the unit 7, that is insurance. Can anybody of you let me know what is insurance? Why do we need it? So, insurance is basically a form of contract or agreement wherein one party agrees to pay you in some consideration of your loss. The party who is giving you the insurance is insurer, and the party who is accepting the insurance policy is known as insured. So insurer will be insuring insured person in case of a loss to the another party. Okay. So insurance is a method of securing protection against future calamities and uncertainties. We always go for the insurance because we always want to save our money as a result of some uncertain events, because insurance will be given or will be accepting in the case when there will be some damage. Okay. Coming to the next point, that is origin of insurance. So insurance has been the fastest growing sector since independence, because at that point of time we used to send one product to from one country to another country, and that was the marine insurance. That was a marine, matlab ship. We used to sell our product from one country to another via ship. So that's why it was growing from since that time. And law relating the insurance sector came with the establishment of British entity, that is Oriental Life Insurance Company, in 1818. So if we talk about the development of insurance, so it has been developed at the time of LPG, liberalization, privatization and globalization, because foreign investments were so high that we have to manage our own losses which we were recurring at that point of time. That's why it was recommended that the first regulatory authority, which is Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority in India, was established in 1999. And also, foreign investments were also introduced with 26% in 2000 in the insurance sector, and reinsurance sector was also nationalized. Now, there is no hustle and bustle, there is no fraud in the insurance, because the things are transparent, because insurance regulatory and development authority in India is here for us to save our own concerns. Okay, so this is a very important topic if we talk about risk versus perils versus hazards in insurance. What is risk? It is a possibility of a loss. It could be a personal risk, it could be a property risk, it could be a legal risk. Okay. If we talk about the personal risk, so it will directly impact the individual. If we talk about the property, so it will be directly affecting the piece of a property, a piece of a plot, a piece of a land. Okay, then second is the peril. What is peril? Peril is basically a cause of loss. हम बात करते हैं आग लग गई. So what was the cause of that? कि चिंगारी आ गई and आग लग गई. ठीक है? So that is known as peril. कोई फायर, कोई स्मोक, लाइटनिंग, पावर सर्जेस, विंड स्टॉर्म. अभी हमने रिसेंटली देखा 24 इयर्स का जो एक बॉय था, वो ट्रेड मिल से इलेक्ट्रोक्यूटेड हो गया, and he is dead now. So this was the peril. What was the cause? The treadmill which was electrocuted with the treadmill. Okay. Next one is hazard. What is hazard basically? Hazard is anything that directly leads to a loss, or anything that increases the likelihood of a loss. For example, a swimming pool or hot tub, which could increase the likelihood of physical injury or death. Obvious सी बात है, अगर हमें swimming pool में swim करना नहीं आता है, so what will happen? It will directly impact the life of a person who has gone to the swimming pool. If we talk about fuse boxes or frayed electrical wiring, which could increase the likelihood of a fire. जैसे कि large tree limbs over the home, which could increase the likelihood of roof damage. So all these things are very hazardous and हम इन सब चीजों का भी इंश्योरेंस करवाते हैं. So how these things are interrelated? If we could talk about, so these things are so much interrelated because these things are telling us the possibility of a loss, the source of a loss, and that lead to the loss or anything that increases the likelihood of a loss. Okay. Now, coming to the next point, that is management of risk. Risk is everywhere. If we are walking down to the stairs also, there is a risk. We can slip, we can not able to manage our own body. We cannot able to, if there is a water on the floor and you just slipped away, so there is always a risk in each and everything. So how can we manage a risk? First of all, when we try to assess the risk, we have to identify from where the risk can come. If we talk about the normal stairs, so we have to check whether there is a water on the stair, whether there is a something oil on the stair or which can harm us or whatever the case is. So first of all, we always identify the risk, where is that, and then we assess. Okay, if there is a risk, then how can we assess that? We will identify that what is there, how can we eradicate from it, how we can save ourselves from it. So it is all about assessing the risk. Then treat. Okay. If there is a water on the floor, so what we will do? We will be bringing one cloth, we will clean it, and then we will be going forward. Same is the case with the insurance. First of all, what happens is they identify where is the risk, what is the problem, from where it has been arise. Then they will assess, okay, there could be a loss of this much, there could be a loss of that much, and then they will treat the risk, then they will treat that risk in the form of money. So how will they treat? They will treat in terms of like looking for it, that how they are going for it, and how they are going to mitigate that risk. Okay, how they are going to eradicate the risk or bringing that risk to the minimal level. And then they will monitor and report. Same is the case that from where we always identify from where the water is coming, from where the water has been able to come on the floor. So what happens in the real life is what happens when we monitor the things. So if the building has been caught by a fire, first of all, we will be identifying the cause of that fire. Then we will assess to how, you know, how much loss is there. Then how we will treat it. We will be, calling the ambulance or we will be calling the fire brigade so that the risk can be mitigated. And then monitor and report. And then after the relieving of that fire or over the win-win situation from the fire, we will monitor the things. How we will monitor the things? We will be going for the inspection. We will be going for the things. How much was there and now how much is left. And then we will prepare a report. Okay, so this much has been caught by the fire. This has been with us now. It has been away from us. So how we are going to mitigate or how we are going to assess that report in a big form so that we can have a money in terms of that. I hope you must have heard about pro rata allotment. So what is pro rata? Out of 10 number, 3 or 4 will be assessed, 3 or 4 will be monitored, and for that only we will be having some amount in our pocket because the amount which we have lost will be monitored, will be assessed rather than the thing which we already have in our own pockets. So insurance is always about having the amount for which we have lost rather than for which we have already have. I think you must have heard about, car insurance, bike insurance, marine insurance, life insurance. So what is this all about? These are all about when the person loses their things or their life, then the insurance company will be into the picture and they will be saving ourselves with the help of some money so that we can live our livelihood very nicely. And that is why insurance is very important nowadays. And now insurance is, being easy. We can go to easily to Policy Bazaar or to Paytm, and we can directly, go for the insurance. There is no point that we have to call, we have to see in the market, and then we have to, my God, कि अब कैसे हमें क्या करना है. So we are not for that category now. We are not for that generation now. We can always go on to the fintech, and we can always have the use of the insurance sectors nowadays. Okay, so I hope we are done with the basic insurance. Now, in the next chapter, we will be talking about the principles, the characteristics of the insurance, and so on. Thank you so much. We will be meeting at the same time, same show. Thank you.